Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Hello and welcome to Dropkick Skeptics, the show where we talk about anything and everything nerdy, comic books, movies, TV shows, you name it, we got it. I'm Xavier, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Luca. What do we got today?
All right. By the way, this is episode 4.
That.
Yep.
Let's
just, let's...
We're professionals.
Yep. All right. First up, Norman Reedus. Around the world, he's known as Daryl from The Walking Dead. I said he would be interested in playing Ghost Rider.
Okay. And from what I've heard, and I don't think any of this is, confirmed, but, with the success of, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and now coming Luke Cage. Right. Setting up all the Defenders
and Iron Fist is coming up, too.
Right. Setting all that up, I think Marvel's next move as far as Netflix shows might be, because I think they're already in talks with Wesley Snipes on bringing back Blade.
Yeah.
I think they said that they might do 3 other shows: Blade, Moon Knight, and Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Granted, not confirmed, but how awesome would that be?
That would be amazing. That would be incredible. To quote Flow Rider, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's going down
pun.
for real.
I'm gonna kill you for that. But regardless, Norman Reedus basically just nerded out and was like, "Fuck yeah, I'd be Johnny Blaze if they asked me." So
I think he would be a good fit.
Yeah,
I think he would be a really good fit.
He has a passion for comics and nerdy stuff, and
motorcycles.
I was gonna say he just started that new show where they
Ride.
Yeah,
Ride. Yeah.
Where they're I guess it's like a motorcycle thing. I didn't really watch it, but I think it would be really cool to see him in the role. He's very good at being portraying a broken and not necessarily battered, but somebody with a past.
Yeah, so, I agree. I think he would be a good Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, it'd be cool to maybe if they, not to say that he's dirty, but maybe if they cleaned him up a little bit. His hair's a little shaggy.
He always looks dirty, right?
Yeah. So maybe if they cleaned him up just a little bit, gave him a good shave, I think he'd be a really good fit for Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, I think so too. It's funny, my dream pick for Ghost Rider has always been Ryan Gosling for some reason. There's a specific reason why.
Drive?
Yes, Drive. The way he looks in that, I'm like, yeah, he could be a good Ghost Rider, but
I could see that.
But maybe. I think Norman Reedus would actually be a better choice
for a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, for a TV show.
If they did another Ghost Rider movie, granted, Norman Reedus is a movie actor too, and I'd like to see him. But if we want to go for a more grounded TV version of Ghost Rider, I think Norman Reedus is the right call. If they do a movie, I wouldn't mind seeing Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, honestly, I hope they go this route. Marvel's gonna do it for Netflix. Marvel's definitely they're gonna do the whole 13 episode thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a genius way to go about it because you can learn so much about Johnny Blaze, and the mythology of Ghost Rider, and he's basically the Satan's bitch.
Right. So,
kind of, you know what I mean? He's a bitch that bites back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a dog without a leash.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's funny about the just a little side point? Ghost Rider 1 is not a good movie.
No.
But it has cool moments in it that I think kind of make me, whenever it's on, I'll check it out if it's on, just to see moments.
It's not one of those movies that I just outright hate and would never watch again. I do actually like Nicolas Cage's performance in that movie to a degree.
Yeah.
I think by far the best, scene or part of that movie was his first transformation into Ghost Rider. That was really well done. It looked like it hurt. It looked like he was legitimately going insane, which isn't much of a stretch for Nicolas Cage.
Right.
So it would be really nice to see, somebody else step into those shoes. Somebody who could take that, that promising aspect of the character and do it right all throughout.
Yeah, I think that just the look of the character too, like a blazing skull and on a blazing motorcycle. It's like comic book wise, it's probably an artist's dream to draw that, because it's really good looking. Like it's cool. Yeah. It's probably one of the coolest looking superheroes.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I like more darker, like demonic looking characters, because it's always more fun to work with on the page. Like I really like Etrigan, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Norman Reedus, great call. If they actually do it, he's definitely the guy to get.
Right. Okay, so sticking with the theme of dark, we want to start talking about Doctor Strange.
Right.
There's a possibility. Well, not a possibility. Mads Mikkelsen said that this is going to be more of a horror movie, which is cool.
I like the idea, but I'm wondering how it would really be executed.
Well, it won't be a straight up horror movie, but
I know, but I'm trying to say, like, I understand that Doctor Strange, goes out there with like the weird, magic, and he does fight a lot of, I guess demons.
Yeah.
But like, how would you really set like a horror tone in this, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Right. Well, what I'm reading the current Doctor Strange run now, and it is basically horror themed.
Okay.
It is horror themed. Like the villains are very, horror themed. It honestly, I the best thing I can compare it to is probably, I want to say Freddy's Dream World.
Okay.
That's honestly the best way I can describe it.
See, I think that's actually a pretty good description. I think that like if they were to do something along those lines, then that could be really cool.
That's honestly what it looks like we're getting.
Okay.
From just a trailer. But honestly, think about it. We've had I can't think what's the Captain America Winter Soldier was a spy thriller, right? Ant-Man was a heist film. Give me another one. Guardians was a space opera. Right. So this is going to be more of a horror type movie. It's not going to be a straight up horror movie, but it's going to have themes of horror in it, and I think that's great that they're really like going around, punching their ticket into every type of genre.
I would say that this would probably, I mean, you kind of said it already, but if they truly are going for like a more horror theme or setting, it would probably be more of a subliminal horror theme than just straight up.
Right.
So like, there'll be images and stuff that's kind of going to fuck with your head. Right. As opposed to just straight up, like jump scare.
Exactly. Well, I can't wait for this movie. There's so much they can do.
Question though, who do you think that Mads Mikkelsen is playing?
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know either. Like, I've seen a couple images of him. He's got like the weird, like, it almost looks like cracked tile, like around the eyes and stuff. So like, obviously he'll probably be some kind of, demon in like a human form or something. Maybe.
Probably.
A lot of people were speculating that he would be Dormammu, which would be cool, but I think they'll probably save Dormammu for like somewhere down the line.
That would be awesome. But wouldn't it be really terrible if they threw a complete curveball and Mads Mikkelsen ends up playing the same role Sharon Stone did in Catwoman, like he's in charge of like a beauty place, and like he does, like when you don't put the cream on, your skin cracks. I'm sorry, I like to dream of the worst as well. Like I would just walk out and be like, okay.
What's next?
Next is Donald. I almost called him Danny Glover. God damn it.
No relation.
No relation, but they're both African American, and their last name is Glover.
No relation.
I love both. Donald Glover was in talks or is possibly casted. Well, he is casted, right?
Yeah,
he's casted.
They kind of made the announcement that he's going to be casted in
And-
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
Which I'm really super duper excited for because, you know, what was it, back in like 2010 or 11, like people were, and he even kind of campaigned for the role himself. Everybody was all, Donald for Spider-Man. We don't want to see another Spider-Man movie unless Donald Glover's in it. And I was totally on board with that because dude's a really good actor.
Yep.
He's all up in nerd culture.
Yep.
You know,
I love his stand-up.
Yeah,
His stand-up is
guys,
really funny.
he's really funny. He's charismatic. I would love to see him in the role of Spider-Man years ago.
Yeah.
Like, especially when they started up with Miles Morales. But at this point, it's too late.
It is.
Because he's, what, 32?
He's 30. He's 32 years old. Yeah.
Right.
He is 32.
So, like, when they announced, you know, that they were going to make a new Spider-Man and everybody was like, Donald for Spider-Man, I was actually on board with having Donald Glover as Peter Parker. As crazy as that sounds, I wanted to see that. But it's been like 5 years. The time has passed.
I think
I'm excited for him to be in this movie, but I'm interested to see what they do with him.
I think there's been, you know, people have been throwing around that he can possibly be Robbie Robertson.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
was gonna
probably see that. I think you know,
for those
going
of you who
back
don't
to
know,
the-
Robbie Robertson he worked at the
Daily Bugle.
right.
Yeah.
I almost called it the Daily Planet. Yeah, he worked at the.
We're
at the
crossing
Daily-
over today, Sharon Stone to the Marvel Universe and getting our fucking
Superman all up in our Spider-Man.
Yep, crossovers. Woo! All right.
But-
No, I think that
That's not a bad call.
no, it's not. I think it's a pretty good call. He could be like a mentor to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, chances are he'll probably end up being like a teacher or something. For fuck's sake, don't make it. Not saying you can't be a good villain, but don't make him like a teacher that Spider-Man interacts with and learns some lessons from, and then he becomes like the villain later
Oh
on.
my god! Like, imagine if he's
And like in every other Spider-Man movie.
imagine if he's like I don't know, like Vulture.
Ugh. I mean, that's what everybody was saying that Michael Keaton's gonna be. So we'll see. Like you said, Robbie Robertson, I don't think is a bad call for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even mind him being a teacher. Just don't make him a fucking villain. If you're gonna go the teacher route, don't make him a villain, please, because that would be now 4 Spider-Man movies where his teacher becomes a villain.
I just don't do what the Amazing Spider-Man did.
Yeah, like
Just please God, I hate those movies.
I mean, I know
I
that-
hate the
Yeah.
I want to say this loud and clear. It's okay if you like these movies. I don't like them. I hated the Amazing Spider-Man series.
I hated the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I kind of liked the first one, but there was definitely flaws. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of glad it's over.
Me too.
I'm glad it's
Me too.
over. Although I did like Andrew Garfield in the role, I'm so glad that they got Tom Holland.
Me too.
Such a great job.
To me, Spider-Man is like a good friend, and the Amazing Spider-Man was like watching your friend date a really shitty girl, and you're just like, you can do so much better.
Yeah.
And then, voila, he found Marvel. Miss Marvel.
He's back.
And now he's happier. He looks younger.
Yeah, it's like...
He can stretch more. I don't know.
All right, so what's next?
All right, next up is Shane Black's The Predator. That was a terrible Predator.
Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt it. But I'm actually really excited for this movie because, like, the last Predator movie we got was Predators, which was
2010.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but you know, I'm interested to see where Shane Black would take it. Obviously, it'll be a Christmas movie, and I love Christmas-themed horror movies. Boy, do I love them. I'm serious. Like Gremlins, Santa's Sleigh. I
watched Santa's Sleigh?
I watched parts of it, but I actually did watch, because you've been recommending it to me for like the past couple of weeks. I actually did watch Krampus last week.
You did?
Yep. It was pretty good.
It was good, right?
It was pretty good.
solid.
So I love Christmas-themed horror movies, and I'm hoping that this one falls into that category as well, especially considering that's Shane Black's thing.
Yeah.
You know, like all of his movies are, you know, they take place on or around Christmas, right?
Right.
So, what's the news?
Shane Black is writing and directing The Predator. It's supposed to be filming in September. No real cast yet. There's been talks about a certain person named what was his name? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Holy shit! And that was legitimate because I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
so is he gonna star?
I don't know. Like it's just a hot rumor.
I would love to see.
It makes sense because Shane Black is directing Doc Savage, and he casted The Rock in Doc Savage.
Okay.
So I would. Oh my god. I would go ape shit.
I would love to see The Rock versus a Predator.
Oh my god! Like
and I'm assuming just based on the name that we are going back to just one Predator.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, and I could totally see, like, I would love the callback to the original if, like, The Rock interacts with the Predator. It's just like, you are one ugly motherfucker. Like, I could totally see him delivering that line. It would be so awesome.
Well, the thing is that Shane Black, and I'm what's the word you say when you don't say the exact quote? I'm paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing.
There you go. Paraphrasing. Sorry, I'm dumb. I don't know words. Paraphrasing here. Shane Black said that he wants this to be an event film. He drew inspiration from Close Encounters.
Okay.
And I forgot which other movie, but yeah, like, you know, Steven Spielberg movies and stuff like that, which is really interesting to me, honestly. He says that, you know, he wants people to be super excited for this. Yeah, he wants people to be super excited about it.
And I am, honestly speaking, like, you know, like I said, Shane Black helming a Predator film with potentially The Rock in the lead would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,